Welcome to the People's Mentors podcast with your host, Juan Pablo, the People's Mentor. And in this podcast, we love to mentor people on real estate entrepreneurship and the mindset that you need to have. Now, this is episode 010, episode 10. Now, let's get into the book quote. The book quote is this: "The gift of free will is that in this life, we can choose to be good or we can choose to be bad. We can choose what standards to hold ourselves to and what we will regard as important, honorable, and admirable. The choices we make in that regard determine whether we will experience peace or not." Peace is everything, especially if you're a business person, because there's so many rocky roads towards business and real estate investing. It's so rocky, right? And you cannot lose peace as a result of warring situations, right? And that leads to the word of the week. The word of the week is actually power. And power is an acronym which stands for peace over war equals results. So when you're in warring times, when you're facing difficult situations and you might have enemies against you who's trying to make false claims against you, take you to court, sue you, and take your money and scam you. All these things happen in business and real estate. But in the midst of all these warring situations, through all this turmoil, you got to have peace. Peace over war equates to you getting massive results. And that's what he says with Ryan Holiday. Stillness is the key. He said that. He said the gift of free will is that in life we can choose to be good or we can choose to be bad, meaning you can choose your responses. If bad things happen to you, you can choose how you want to respond to it. You can choose what standards to hold ourselves to and what we regard as important, honorable, and admirable, meaning you can choose the standard to how you're going to respond. You don't have to respond ugly when people act ugly to you. You don't have to be retaliatory because people attacked you first. You can choose your response in a way that is honorable and admirable. And the choices that we make, and again, you make your own choices, determine whether we'll experience peace or not. Very powerful. So the book of the week is Stillness is the Key. Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. And here's my thoughts on the book. In business and real estate, a lot of things can go wrong. And that's what Albert Einstein said. He said the person who doesn't make mistakes is a person who doesn't try anything new. So if you're trying real estate for the first time, even though you might have a mentor, right, there still may be a few mistakes that you make. A mentor will help minimize your mistakes, not necessarily eliminate 100% of mistakes, because you're trying something new, right? So back to what I was saying is a lot of things can go wrong, right? You're trying something new. And people can, as I shared before, can scam you, mistreat you, sue you, etc. However, you must choose peace over war, especially where your emotions are concerned. Why? Because you don't want to attract more of that in your life. Your emotions are like magnets. They attract more of the things that you emotionalize into your life. So you can use that for good or for bad. For good, right? If you enjoy receiving unexpected checks in the mail, then play a mental exercise with your emotions being involved. Incorporate positive emotions of attracting unexpected checks. But if you get an unexpected bill in the mail and you emotionalize that you're worried, you're frustrated, oh, this always happened to me. When I take one step forward, I always take 2 steps back. If you're emotionalizing that, guess what? You will attract more of those bills, unexpected bills. The choice is yours, right? However, you must choose peace over war, especially where your emotions are concerned. So your emotions are important. Whatever you associate them with, whether good or bad, attracts more of into your life. Therefore, have peace in warring times. Seek stillness over turmoil. Be calm. All right? And one of the things I used to do when I used to receive, let's say, denial letters when I was buying my first property, I would get letters in the mail from mortgage companies saying you've been denied for this mortgage, denied for that mortgage. So what I did instead is when I received that bill, I would close my eyes and I would visualize it and see it as an not unexpected check, but see it as an approval. I would actually pretend and incorporate positive emotion that, hey, this is not denial, this is an approval. I would reread the letter. Instead of saying, unfortunately, you've been denied, it's saying, congratulations, you've been approved for this mortgage. And I kept doing that as I continued to work on my credit, work on getting more capital to the point I finally got approved for a mortgage. Same thing with unexpected checks. unexpected bills. I'll get unexpected bills out of nowhere, out of left field, and I would just play that mental exercise that, hey, this is a unexpected income, unexpected check. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate that. And I will continue to play that so I can incorporate positive emotions. And then I start getting unexpected checks in the mail. It happens. It's really effective. So I want to make sure, guys, that you understand this. All things work together for your good. Whether you're in war, it works for your good because now you learn, hey, this is a challenge that I'm going to overcome. And if it is a quote unquote loss, you know what? I'm going to make this into a quote unquote win. Because in my opinion, losses create bosses. When you experience losses and you get a lesson from that to the point that you can improve your situation, that raises your level of status, right? You become a different person. You become a boss. So pretty much bosses, they laugh at losses because they know it's just a lesson learned, right? And I want to make sure you have that mindset as well. So control your inner emotions. Use fear, anger, frustration, if you do experience those negative emotions, as a signal to practice stillness, like Ryan Holiday said, meaning you're quiet, you're peaceful to the point like, you know what, I'm going to get through this. And that's one thing I learned from, I heard a quote from Victor Oladipo, basketball player. He at the time of his recording, he came back to the NBA after being injured for some time. And he had a phenomenal performance. This is right after Kobe Bryant passed away. So, R.I.P. to Kobe Bryant. And so he was talking a little bit about Mamba mentality, being able to be away from the NBA for so long. And he was able to have a phenomenal performance. And one of the things that stuck with me was outside of Mamba mentality, he was sharing what he said, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Be tough. And the perfect way to show toughness is by being still and having peace in the midst of warring times. There's very few people who can do that, who are unaffected by circumstances. All right. So that's it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening and for viewing. As always, guys, this is to your success. If you want to learn more about business and real estate, just visit our website, 100percentfinance.com. We have a ton of resources and we'd love to help. All right, guys. So have a great week and we'll see you on the next podcast episode. Peace.